that I'm at an all-time.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to KFL Tonight. I'm BK.
What is
We
up?
have with us the Greg Nosar of the Florida Copperheads. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops.
Yeah, man, I just got my Florida driver's license today. I was invited to the governor's mansion, I mean, they're getting ready to, I think tomorrow's the Disney parade. So yeah, it's been awesome, man.
Yeah, they're putting a boat ramp in at Headwaters in Fellsmere, right? Named after you.
Yeah, they sure are, man. Actually, I think they said they're putting a statue right in the middle of the lake. Yeah, so
beautiful.
Yeah,
that'll be good. Some structure out there for those boys to fish. Catch.
I mean,
more next time.
Yeah, man, it was good stuff, man. But I tell you what, dude, we said it was going to happen. We didn't we warned them, right? We said on this show that it's going to happen, and it did. So
I'm telling you,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Well, man, we got a little show tonight. Got some boys that some of y'all.
My boys from Virginia, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I gotta say hi to the people. Brad, what is up? Stephen Bell, John Fox, Cliff Allen, man, what is up?
Yeah.
Blackbeard Basson, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yeah, man.
How y'all doing?
I'd say we get right to it, man. Let's get these boys on, man. It's not about us. It's about them, right?
I absolutely do want to do it, but I do want to take a quick moment to say to everybody that's been downloading the Motion Sports app, thank you. Thank you so much, Greg and I appreciate the support. And more importantly, our sponsors, Three Bells, Rip It Energy. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. And this show and all that good stuff going on. The KFL doesn't happen without those beautiful people. So
for sure, man, absolutely. We'll get into the sponsors here as we go along in the show. But again, KFL Tonight's presented by Three Bells Outdoors, and then we'll run some ads and all that good stuff with the other ones, man. So yeah, exciting, man. It's awesome. Yep. Well, let's get these boys on, my man.
Let's get them in. Let's start with the most familiar face. Yeah,
that's right. There he is, Jigmaster, man. What's going on, dude?
What up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
We can
turn it up in the headphones a little bit.
In the headphones?
Yeah, there's
that. You mean the mic?
The mic. There we go.
Yeah,
go. What's going on?
It was a meme.
Man, I can't complain, man. Living life.
That's all you can do, bro. Live life, man.
Still ripping lips, though. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. So I want to tell a story real quick. Can I tell a story about Robert Brown?
Uh-oh.
I'm going to do this.
I know this story, and I'd love for you to tell it.
I'm going to tell the story. Everybody's out listening, man. You know how this was. I was, I was talking to my friends when I was on the water, man. And very encouraging. You know, they kind of saw the leaderboard. Everybody's messaging me, calling me, and everything else. And,
I just realized what story you're telling.
Oh, you shut up right there, man. Let me tell a story. And so, you know, Blake's on the phone with me, and man, we're just kind of talking, and you know, Eric Polens is on the phone with me, and you know, we're just kind of like, you know, just basically just grinding together, right? Well, then my boy Robert Brown calls me. He's like, dude, you're representing for Virginia, man. Look at you. You're teaching these boys a lesson. And the first question he asked was, how many bigs did you lose? How many bigs did you lose? Not how many did you catch? How many did you lose? And I said, man, look, I have been fishing clean. I have had a good time. Man, everything's been good. And I said, I've shook it off a couple of dinks. No big deal. He's like, all right, man, finish this thing. I said, okay, man, I'm trying. I hang up. No kidding. 1 minute later, I lose a over 20-inch bass to take the lead. I was going to take the lead with this over 20-inch bass. No question. Okay. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. And then 10 minutes later, I lost the biggest fish of my life. Of my life. This girl was, baby had back. And she dug in the hydrilla and she twisted around and threw that freaking chatterbait. And it's because of Robert Brown. Could have cost me that victory. It's all about him, man. That's it. Jinx galore. Jinx master. Not jig master. He's Jinx master. That's what he is. But you know what, dude? You totally redeemed yourself, man. Pulled it out anyway.
Yeah, that's a true story.
I love
that's
you,
a
man.
True story.
I
That's
love
a true
you.
story, people. I'm sorry. Sorry, Greg.
I know, man. I know.
But
well, man, let's get you
yeah.
guys on, man.
That's what I was about to say. It's about them. It's about these fellas, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get these guys on, man. Let's introduce your team, your squad, man.
Hold your camera up a little higher there, James.
I'm trying to get.
Oh, the trout
give
shot.
us
It's not that kind of a stream, James. Sorry.
Yeah, man. This is rated G, bro. Rated PG-13. So I couldn't get the whole team on. I couldn't get the whole team on, but this is everybody I think knows James Quinn, the Whisperer. And then you got
he's right below Blake.
Yeah, right below Blake, and then you got Jake Novak right below Greg.
Yep.
And then you got the skinny mini, my guy, Mr. David Miller, right below me.
Gotcha. Hold on. Looks like some new faces to the team this year, man.
Yeah, man. Jake and David are both new additions, man, and they're both hammers. Hey, look out for both of them, man. I'm telling you the truth. Except for if I'm on the water with David. Because when we're both on the water, one of us has a good day, the other one has a terrible day. So
I just spend most of my day following Rob, giving him shit.
We hear you, man. We hear you. Well, guys, welcome to the KFL, man. If it's your first year, you're gonna have the time of your life, man. It is so much fun. This format is pretty high flying, adrenaline pumping, getting your team together, man, and just trying to destroy people in the water, man. It's so much fun, and the camaraderie and the crap talking and all that stuff that goes into it, man. But it's a blast. And welcome you guys to KFL, man. You're on a great team, and a team last year that was making noise early, man, and man, just fell a little short by one game at the end there, man. But Robert, let's talk about last year, man. Let's talk about it.
Man, why would you bring up last year, bro? It hurts so bad.
Because it's glorious. It's glorious, man.
Well, last year, and James can attest to this. We started off 3-0. I think we had the biggest win-loss spread. I think it was the biggest, or it was just under Alabama. I don't remember.
Yeah, Alabama had the biggest one, but you guys were second for sure.
Yeah, so
destroying people.
We had a huge win-loss spread. We were 3-0, and we knew at this point, man, all we got to do is win one more, and there's no way we could be out of it. And we lost our next 3 games, man.
It's not easy, man. This league is not easy, and trying to win on the road is tough. You know what I mean? It's tough, and you're trying to do this in the middle of the summer, and there's a lot of things, man. Y'all the Indians called. They lost to the Jaguars, aka the Washington Warhawks.
Hey, is Is it possible to boot somebody who's watching? Can we boot Todd Patrick? What the hell, man?
Oh man! Oh my God!
Oh boy, Toddy P in the
Throwing
house.
shade.
Hey,
Shade.
but really, like, man, one of those games we lost, and you could talk to James about this. I think it was the one. What lake was it? Was it McIntosh, James?
Yeah, it was McIntosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So in practice, I was killing them. Charles was killing them. James smoked them, and we're talking about the day before the matchup. I'm talking about which one was that?
Falls Lake.
Okay, that was Falls. And the day before the matchup, James smoked him. And he didn't fish one area. He covered like, what'd you cover that practice? How many miles? 15 miles, and smoked them everywhere. And in game day, how many fish did you catch, James?
None. I got one, but it was too small.
Like the day before, he caught like 20 fish.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of fish.
So
to
you're
catch
pre-fishing
in,
king.
Practice.
Well, yeah, but he moved.
About...
He moved so much. It was like he didn't burn down an area. He caught them everywhere he went.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't be sticking that many fish. It's a Greg Nosar at Lake Fork kind of deal.
Oh yeah, I remember that, Greg.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Greg Nosar everywhere in the country.
Yeah,
not anymore. Not 2022. Greg Nosar.
Yeah, not 2022.
Oh no. I mean, look, is anybody else on fire? I mean, first tournament of the season. Come on now.
I don't think anybody else is.
I mean, learned my lesson, bro. I didn't listen. I didn't practice from Wednesday on, so I found a little pattern what to do, man.
I don't think it's going to happen this year, man, because we got these new young guns. I mean, I say young guns just because they're new to the team, but I mean they are relatively young. But Jake and David, man, I think they're going to bring the heat, bro.
I hope so. the intent.
Yeah, so like, hey, so let's give Jake and David the floor, man. This is going to be their KFL debut, so
yeah, man, looking forward to hearing these guys.
Dave, man, tell us a little bit about, I guess, your fishing story, kind of how you got in it, and maybe some of kind of what you specialize in, what you do, what you bring to your team.
So I'm originally from Georgia, so I grew up fishing pretty much all the northern lakes in Florida, Lake Santa Fe, Kissimmee, a little bit further south. But I didn't really get into like competitive bass fishing until about 10 years ago. And it was just my outlet. I've always done it just, tinkering around ponds and down in the rivers. But got into tournament fishing. Started off actually here in Virginia. I was in one of the little John boat clubs. Did really well here. Then moved back down to Georgia for the military. Started a John boat club down there, and then actually that grew into a bass boat club. And I hate winter fishing because it's slow. I'm a very fast fishing. I don't like to sit in one spot very long. But Rob actually tells me I'm too methodical when I fish sometimes. So
Robert Brown tells you that?
Oh yeah.
The guy that moves the jig a foot every 20 minutes?
He is the slowest fisherman I've ever met in my life.
I watched a video. I mean, Robert's always posting pretty cool videos and pictures of bigs he's catching. And he's watching this video of him fishing a jig. Dude, I can't do that, man. He moved it, like I said, a foot in like 5 minutes of screen time. I was like, no way, no shot.
Yeah, the one hand turn.
You just see it slowly raise up, and it's like,
yeah, that's it. Yep.
James, you better back me up, James. They're lying on me right now. I don't fish that slow.
It's all right to go slow. It's all right.
But anyway, you continue,
yeah,
David.
It was awfully slow.
Yeah.
Stop lying.
But definitely looking forward to the pre-spawn, moving forward, getting back into actually learning the lakes up here.
Yeah.
Never owned a kayak until last year, and then I went through the whole debacle of having to wait 8 months for a Hobie.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're rocking the Hobie. What do you got? PA?
I got a
Outback
360 PA 14.
My man.
So First one had a minor defect in it and sank on the first voyage, so I had to get a new one.
So, David, what was your reaction when Robert asked you to be on the team, man? I mean, did you know what the KFL was? Did you kind of follow it last year? And
actually,
what was your reaction?
I knew Rob fished a lot because we worked together, but Demon knows that KFL was a thing. I've always done bass boats. I'm on the Tracker Pro 175. I did like a lot of the bass boat tournaments down south. And then a lot of the guys were like, you should get a kayak. And actually, I got a kayak for saltwater fishing. I didn't even think I was going to use it much for bass fishing. And then Rob started telling me about all these lakes. And I was like, well, I know Mead, Prince, and Cahoon. I fished those the last time I lived up here. He goes, well, I'm out there every day. So, and it's just pretty much like, well, I already got all the tackle for my bass boat. I'll just get what I need to cross everything over. So literally I take my fish finders off my bass boat, put them on my Hobie, and go.
Yeah.
Are you going to fish the Kissimmee event that's coming up?
I am not.
Are you going to do, have you started doing live events or KFL your focus this year?
I started off with some of the KBF tournaments, the monthlies, just to get into the swing of thing. I think my first tournament was October. First fish that I submitted was a 22-incher, and I got penalized an inch because I didn't fully understand the photo method.
There are some people still that don't understand the photo method. That's an important thing to understand.
So,
yeah, exactly.
That was a quick learning tip because I was like, Rob, what the fuck? Why'd I get deducted an inch? Because I thought it was a grading error. I'm like, it's clearly 22 inches. I don't understand it. And then I read the email. I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, Greg and I talk about it all the time, man. It's a different skill and probably the most important one in kayak fishing. There's lots of guys that can catch them, but you better take good photos, man. That's all you got to prove what you did for the day. So,
and what he's not telling y'all is that was actually my fish. I had just missed it. And, I had just missed. But hey, Greg, man, that was the day before we were supposed to play you guys with a King of Virginia tournament. It was either the day before.
Yes.
What we were on the phone, and I was telling you I was catching them at Anna. Remember that?
Right.
And I was on a bunch of fish. Yeah, that day I think I caught like 90. I don't know, like 95 inches. But yeah, like I had missed the fish. I don't know if it was the same fish, but I missed the fish, and then he makes the next cast, and he catches that hog. I was like, hey man, that's a good fish. Hey man, I told you, that's David Miller, man. David Miller.
David Miller. And David Miller, I mean, I know you know.
I fished with David at the. I fished with David at the river with Joe, right? Joe Costa. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that, man.
That's where we should have went.
I mean, hey,
Top water was on
exactly
point that
right.
day.
That's right, man. Exactly. But he's a good dude, man. Met him, had a real good time with these guys down there when I was down there, man. And he's a good dude, man. Good fisherman too. Good fisherman. So good addition to the team. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch what this guy can do, man. But Jake, let's get to you, bro. What's going on, man?
Hey, this is my first stream, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Good.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
Virginia Beach, actually, but I grew up in Richmond. Fished the James.
Okay. Oh, the James.
Yeah, but this is my third year kayak fishing. I fished in college a bit. I fished Bass Nation and stuff as a co. Gonna start to do some BFLs, but yeah, I started kayak fishing. I didn't know a single person, honestly. Not a one that did it. The first person that I met was at a Walmart parking lot in South Carolina, and that was Travis Belcher, and I just recognized his truck from work, actually. So that's kind of why I'm here now. But I fished KBF the past 2 years. My first year I did pretty well for points. Last year I really thought I was going to win one of the big tournaments, and it just never came together. It seemed like every tournament I was on and pre-fishing, and something fell through. Crazy wind or weather events or something, and yeah, just never happened last year. Candlewood was tough for me. Potomac was tough for me. That crazy front that came in the previous night. Murray, I didn't
blew all the water out.
Well, and all the water got sucked out, right?
Yeah, I found a bunch of beds, and I was like drooling, just getting ready. And I showed up the next morning, and all the water was gone. And I just
it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and I grew up there, man.
Yeah, I mean, nuts. It was like I feel like 4 or 5 feet of water left that river over like a 12-hour period. It was wild.
Oh, guys were getting trapped out there, man, because when the tides moved, I mean, people were like stuck in the mud. It was disastrous.
Yeah,
terrible.
Jake, you know we can't talk about that tournament, bro.
Yeah,
the one on Potomac. We can't talk about that one. Greg knows why.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah,
I had a front row seat of that one.
I had 4 fish, good fish, and I lost about a 7-pounder in front of Greg and Eric Polins, which Eric ended up finished second. That fish would have probably put me in second or first.
Mm-hmm. It was a monster. It was absolute giant.
Greg goes. He says to Eric, he goes, "That fish is gonna hurt Robert." I was like, "Man, I heard that."
That was a big one, man. That was a big one.
That's the expert analysis I'm here for.
Yeah,
hey, that's what I'm here, man.
Ryan said it best. If there's a big one to be lost, it's going to be Rob.
That's pretty
My
true.
boy Robert taking some shade.
He's Jinx Master, man. I'm telling you, he's Jinx Master, dude. 100%.
I'm muting myself. I ain't talking no more. Jake, I'm sorry.
Rob doesn't like it when I talk nice to him.
Yeah, this is my first year like fishing as a team. I typically pre-fish just by myself or with my brothers. I've never tried fishing as a team before, so it's going to be brand new to me, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Breaking down water and stuff. It'll be different for sure.
It is. It's different, man. I mean, it's I can't explain it. You're just gonna have to know. I mean, communication's key. You know, I mean, communication's key, and using the strengths of the anglers together collectively as a whole, man. I mean, it's a heck of a lot of fun, man. I mean, you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna be able to fish fisheries that you probably haven't fished yet, man, and it's just gonna be really, really cool.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of strengths of the anglers, Jake, man, what is that? What is Jake Novak about?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I have a bait that's my certain strength, I guess. I mean, I feel like I'm middle of the pack, like a deep, shallow, slow, fast, whatever. I'm a grinder, though. I will put my head down and grind to the last second of the tournament every single time. And I've caught a lot of fish that way. Just you can like will them to bite them, it's like, but I will casting until the last minute. That's for sure.
Yeah,
right
man.
on. That's what you need, man.
Game.
I would say if I had to pick a bait, my favorite bait ever is probably the white fluke. I've caught so many freaking fish on that thing.
Oh yeah,
it works so well. Yeah. Wood, grass, I mean lily pads, deep, shallow. It just catches them.
Maybe you could be the new fluke master since he doesn't actually throw flukes.
Wow.
Robert got some hate in his heart, my man.
I still love you, Gene.
Yeah, no doubt, man. What, I mean, Jake, look, as I said, what was your reaction when Robert asked you to come to the team? I mean, did you know anything about the KFL, or you just hey?
Yeah. So like I knew next to nothing about KFL. So Travis actually mentioned it to me, and I started looking into it. I was like, oh, this seems awesome. I got in touch with Rob, and honestly, so last year I was on the team and didn't get a fish, but even just watching the leaderboard sometimes, I was all fired up, like refreshing it every time, and I can't wait. It was right about then when I was like, all right, this is definitely what I want to do next year. And it works well that it's in the summer too, because I'm doing a couple other trails more in the spring. So yeah, I'm very fortunate that it's in the summer. I honestly probably wouldn't be able to fish it if it wasn't.
Yeah, no, we were pretty careful about making sure we're not like overlapping all these major trails, and they seem to peak all in the springtime, and it's kind of like it's a filler. You know what I mean? It's a great filler between the June, July, August, September, and then it kicks back up again, about that time. So yeah, it's a blast, man. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Challenging. It's challenging.
Yeah, I've done a lot of fishing up and down the East Coast. So I think my first year fishing on KBF, I put 60,000 miles on my car, just all the way up to New Hampshire and stuff, all the way down to South Carolina, and it was like every weekend, it seems like, as a trip. But I look at my calendar now, and it's the exact same thing, pretty much from March to September as a tournament every weekend. So
wow,
I'm just chilling right now, but it's going to get busy here in a second.
You are a grinder, man. No doubt.
Yep.
Jake's also one of our river fishing masters that we're gonna have.
I wouldn't say that, but I'll try my best.
Him and Dave, man. Hey, we got Micah in the house.
Hey, we got some.
Micah, what's up, man?
What's up? Hey, baby, you see my beats?
Hey, Jake said something interesting there where you said, you didn't get to fish last year. How do you guys as a team decide who's getting to start that week? Is it just who's been fishing the most? Is it who's available? Is it is it democracy or whatever the captain says goes?
Yeah, that's a Rob question, I think.
No, I want your opinion, man. How should it work?
I mean, last year was a kind of a mixture of everything. Part of it, I think, was I wasn't on the team at the start of the year, so it was cool just letting the team start to finish out the season, especially after the 3A start. This year, I'm not sure what we're going to do, honestly, in terms of who's fishing for each event. I think it'd be cool to do like a point system almost. I don't know, like if there's 10 events, like if you really want to fish one of them, you have one card or whatever that's worth 10 points. You put it in for that event. So the people that want to fish certain events can do that. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's interesting. I've not heard that, but I mean, last year you're sitting there, your team needs one win.
Yeah.
How bad were you like, guys, I can catch them. Put me in.
There was one or two. I mean, I got a lot of trust in them too. I mean, everyone on our team is, I mean, they're solid. So I'm not sure that I could have done any better, honestly. You always think when you're watching from the sideline, but up there, it's completely different.
I'm the weak link.
Yeah,
but Blake, man, I can tell you, last year, what we did was we took an approach like Lone Star did, and how you performed in pre-fishing. That's how I determined who was going to start for that game. But we ran into some hiccups because of traveling and work schedules. So this season, once the schedule comes out, we're going to have a team meeting and we're going to decide what a starting four for each game, and then we're going to have people on backup in case somebody has to drop out and they can fish.
I like that so much better than the pre-fishing thing. I mean, asking these guys that already have loaded schedules to make them pre-fish is that's tough, man. That's tough.
And that's what we saw, man, is you got to give guys enough time to get off work, get time off work for the tournaments. And so that's what we're going to do this season. Is we're going to have a team meeting, decide a starting four. I can tell you, if there's a river involved, this guy won't be in the starting four. So.
Oh man! Oh my gosh!
It might always involve a David, a Jake, a Nate Green, a James or a Micah. It will never involve Jigmaster.
I mean, but how good on y'all is that? That you're getting guys in the squad to paper up some of those shortcomings you had last year, and that you guys are aware of your strengths. I mean, Greg and I talk about that all the time, that some teams we see, we're like, why'd they pick that dude up? They're already so good at that. They should go pick up a guy that's great at ledge fishing, river fishing, highland reservoirs, whatever it is,
Yeah, and that was something we looked at, man. Like, honestly, after last season, we took a long, hard look at that, and I knew we needed to get guys who were more versatile with tidal fisheries and guys who are more versatile with the power fishing. Because Micah will tell you, he calls me a finesse fisherman, even though I don't think I'm a finesse fisherman. But that's why I went out and got picked up Jake and David, and then this hammer that's below James, Micah, man. This is going to be his KFL debut too. If you don't know the name Michael Marber, you will. That dude's a beast. I mean, he always comes in second to me, but he's a beast.
This guy here. That's funny.
Well, with that introduction, Micah, man, what's up? Welcome to the show. Tell us about yourself, man.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I've been fishing kayak fishing about since 2017, and I kind of fell right into tournament fishing as soon as I got a kayak in the military. Told myself I'll never buy a boat until I buy a house. Moving around a lot, kayak was like the more affordable thing to still get out there and fish these little local lakes in the area or whatever. So as soon as I got a kayak, figured these lakes out. Hey, there's a tournaments in the area. Looked up kayak bass fishing. Didn't know anything about kayak bass fishing. Looked up kayak bass fishing. Found KBF. Started signing up for the online tournaments. First tournament I signed up for, I won. And I've just been going at it ever since. I don't really get engaged with a lot of the local tournament scenes. I do a lot of the traveling for Hobie or KBF, but it's just trying to do the KBF and Hobie. It tends to kind of like bog down my schedule a lot, and I can't keep telling the wife every hey babe, I'm about to go out. Hey babe, I'm about to go out. It kind of kills the mood a little bit. So I just gotta pick my poison and pick the bigger tournaments I want to fish for the year. So
what do you got on the
smart
schedule
move,
this
man?
year?
Smart move.
Yeah. Yeah. What you got on the schedule this year? What's the first big one? Are you fishing Kissimmee or?
No Kissimmee. I'm definitely looking at Santee Cooper for the Hobie down there.
Bet you are.
I don't know why. It depends on I fished that lake. I fished it twice.
Michael, really? You gonna say you don't know why? Really?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I fished it. 2 tournaments there, and no pre-fishing. The second time, first time I drove down on a weekend, fished it, came back up, and went down tournament day. I think I finished 10th in that tournament. And the very next year, caught my personal best in that tournament. The very next year, fished the other KBF down there. Finished 13th and caught my personal best in that tournament. So I don't know. I love that lake. I like how it lays out. And like I said, I always do good on that body of water. So I just want to go definitely make sure I get down there for that tournament. Outside of that, I don't really have anything like, hey, I'm going here. If the schedule opens up and I can get there, I'm definitely try to get down there and fish them wherever they are. Traveling isn't a thing either.
That's a pretty good record on that body of water, man. I think you gotta fish it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that kind of stats on any lake. I'd be on it.
I don't know how 2 days. I don't know if I can string 2 days together, but them damn 1 day tournaments, man. I think I got to figure it out.
Hey, me and James could attest to the fact that if you're fishing with Micah, you're not allowed to be within 3 miles of him. All right. This dude,
that guy, yeah.
He told me, I think this was a national championship last year at Gunnersville, and we stayed in the same house. And he told me first day he drives down, gets down late, gets down at like 5 p.m. And I'm like, oh, so you ain't gonna get on the water today? He's like, yeah, I'm getting on the water. So he hits the water, gets off, makes it back to the house about 8. We're talking, and he shows me like a 17-inch smallmouth he caught up in the river. And I was like, a smallmouth, I never caught one. That's a bucket list fish. So I was like, dude, I'm coming up to the river tomorrow to get me a smallmouth. And let me tell you, this dude was like, Rob, I don't want to see your ass in that river, man. The whole river is off limits to you, bro. Don't even come up there.
Amen, man.
It's
fishing for big chicks. Get out of my spot.
I wasn't even coming up to pre-fish for the tournament. I was like, I just want to catch a smallie. And he said the whole river was off limits for me.
I didn't say that. That was this guy.
All right. Dude, like 2 hours later, we're just talking, having fun, watching TV, drinking beers. And out of nowhere, he's like, Rob, you really bringing your ass up to the river, man? Don't come up to the river. I was like, Michael, this was like 2 hours ago we was talking about this.
I don't know, man. I'm with Mike on this one, Robert. You trying to catch you a bucket list fish? He's trying to win a tournament. Get out of here.
It's
Hey,
a whole
you're not the
river,
same.
bro. It's a whole river.
Yeah, he might need that whole river. Micah, I'm team Micah, man.
Thank you.
Jinx
Thank you.
master. I'm on Micah.
This guy out here sending out my locations and stuff on Facebook the night before tournament.
That definitely goes down. I'd be like, Micah, man, what you catching them on? Lures.
That's funny.
Where you fishing at? Where you fishing at? The water. I told him when we came on the team, I was like, Micah, hey, you know this is a team thing, so we're gonna actually have to talk now. You can't be like, nah, I ain't telling you how I'm catching them, bro.
No, so
that's why you brought Mike on the team. Y'all gonna go put Santa Cooper on the schedule. Yeah, what you catching them on there, Santa Cooper? Where you fishing? Team game here, man.
Yeah.
I know the Hobies next week. I just need a little insight.
Guys, we got to do an ad read real quick. Our newest sponsor here, Rip It Energy Drinks, man. Big supporters of the military right here. American made. Use hashtag RipItNation when you go out there and tag them on your social media posts. Great company, Rip It Energy Drinks, man. I'll be honest with you, I've been addicted to them ever since they signed on with us. They're awesome. So much good stuff here, man. I love their sugarless energy drinks, man. But Rip It Energy Drinks,
Lord,
guys.
look at those camo cans.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful, man. Again, when you go out there, hopefully anglers, if you do support the KFL and you're doing your hashtag posts, please use the hashtag Rip It Nation. Show Rip It Energy Drinks some love, man, and let them see that we are all about Rip It Energy Drinks. Use it on the water, man. Go out there in the water and use it, and catch some bigs while drinking some Rip It Energy drinks. So that's it, guys. Good stuff.
Yeah, and to rehash, we're gonna have the Rip It Energy MVPs of the week for the North and the South, which is gonna be $500 an angler
per week.
So per week. Not this in one and done. That's every week, guys.
Right on.
Big
right
thank
on.
you.
Absolutely.
Hey, Blake, Greg, can I get y'all to do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can y'all put David up in the middle, like feature him just in the middle of the screen, real quick?
Like right here?
Sure.
Yeah. Look how pretty he is. Look at that. Look how pretty that guy is.
I can't really see him because he's so camoed in with the couch and the rug.
I know, man. He looks like a sniper. Like a sniper.
When you make a deal with the wife that she can have whatever part of the house she wants to decorate, I get the living room. So
it matches with camo. What are you upset about?
It's literally deer antlers and gun safes everywhere.
Yeah, man.
I kid you not. If he turns to the side, you're not going to be able to see him. This guy's paper thin, man.
Yeah,
I mean paper thin.
It makes me more aerodynamic on the water.
I'm telling you straight up,
dude.
man.
Cliff just gave you your nickname, bro. Pretty boy Miller.
Pretty boy Miller.
PBM now.
Pretty boy
PBM.
Miller.
Hashtag PBM.
Hey, so if we're not winning, we just gonna have you go, paddle around the opponents, and they're not gonna be able to catch fish because they're gonna be staring at how pretty you are, bro.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Michael gonna be kicking everybody off the body of water. You can't fish this.
Oh, stop
Micah.
it! Stop
This is what a tournament at, Mike. I mean, what do you mean we can't fish the lake?
I'll just ask where your flag is. You have to have a flag.
Well, boys, who do you guys start? Who does your season start with? Coming up in June,
bro. Man.
Isn't it Carolina? Is it Carolina?
Put us on the spot?
I think it's Carolina, right?
Yeah, it's Carolina.
Yeah,
Carolina Casters.
It's an away game too.
Yeah, at Carolina, and I think that's what happened with you guys last year. You guys went to Carolina your first.
Yeah, game. I think Steven told me that they're going to put us on Sharon Harris.
Ooh, much better than Falls.
You goddamn right about that.
Greg, we need to make that question a little more interesting. Of who's your first opponent, and if you know the answer, you're starting that week. Because everybody else just didn't know.
That's it.
Only Jacob knew. So Jacob, you get the start, man. You're in.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get Mr. James on, man. What's going on, dude?
Oh, not a whole lot.
You've been sitting there awfully quiet, man.
What's that?
So you sit there awfully quiet, man. Mr. James Quinn, the tactician, man, the pre-fishing king.
I try to catch them all during pre-fishing.
Yeah, man, I understand, dude. If you guys don't know James Quinn, he's one of the better anglers in Virginia, man. I have a lot of respect for this guy. He knows his stuff. He's a constant student of the game and a vital portion of the Norfolk Privateers. James, talk about last year, man. The goods, bads, and the uglies, man. What was your opinion about last year?
My favorite part of last year is getting to fish some of the lakes that I probably wouldn't have fished until another tournament popped up. So I really enjoyed the fact that we got to go fish different bodies of water. And along with that is you're meeting the other guys that you would typically fish against and have no real contact or communication with. So that was always fun just to meet the new anglers. There's a few things with learning curves and scheduling and stuff. Getting down to pre-fish the bodies of water, 2 weeks ahead of time, and obviously the weather and everything's going to completely change on you. So it's a whole different lake when you get there. You just have a real layout of the lake. Really fishing the different bodies of water. What I really enjoy about it, and just the camaraderie of meeting the other anglers and stuff.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't do too well in any of the games last year, but looking forward to this year though. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Redemption, right? Redemption.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Well, guys, let's talk about collectively. Okay, so some of you guys, half you guys have played last year, half of you guys didn't play. But what's your expectations for this year? Now, look, don't tell me you're going to go undefeated. Everybody wants to go undefeated. But what's your realistic goals? You're in the Southern Conference, which we've met some of the Southern guys, and this could be an extraordinarily competitive conference. I mean, it's gonna be tough. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think it's going to take to win the Piedmont region or division? That's what you guys are in, amongst the Warhawks. Let's see, it's going to be the Warhawks, the Lunkers, the Carolina Casters, and the Virginia Reapers, and the Virginia Reapers. I mean, it's collectively it's some great teams in there too. What do you think it's going to take to win that record? And then what do you think you guys can do in the Southern Conference? Realistically,
I think it's about coming up with a good game plan for each match, and actually sticking to it, breaking down different parts of the lake that you would excel in, and stick to your strong points as long as you can.
Yeah. What record do you think could win the division?
Divisional record or overall?
Divisional.
Okay.
Or overall. Overall. I mean, I'm sorry. Overall, what's your overall record?
I will say the divisional record. I'm gonna give you both. I would say the divisional record. You got to take at least. I don't know if every team has four games in the division, but I would think 3 to 4 wins in the division takes the division. I think our record. I think we only lose 2. At most, we lose 2 games this year.
Okay, so 6-2. Yeah. That's realistic, right?
Yeah, I don't think you have a chance if you're losing more than 2 games.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. I think so, and I think that's really interesting what James was saying about fishing your strengths, because as much as we encourage probably our friends and trying to gas them up in tournaments about fish your strengths. Going back to what James was saying about you get to fish sometimes, your pre-fishing might be 2 weeks ahead of time. You got to have those on the fly adjustments. I mean, sometimes you just cannot fish your strengths in these KFL events. And you get out there on the water and things just don't look like you thought they were going to look. Yeah, like James was saying, you get to see the areas. There's docks in this section. There's drop-offs here. But I think last year I saw a lot of teams going into stuff saying, we killed them in pre-fishing. We did so good at this, but come game day, did not make the necessary adjustments. I mean, Greg, we just talked about this in the tournament that you fished.
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's hard because, I mean, everybody goes in with this game plan when they're tournament fishing, even when it's team fishing. You go in this game plan, and you're like, okay, you do this, you do that, you do that. And then everything changes, like you're talking about, James. The cold front comes in and blows everything up. Then what do? You know what I mean? You're trying to figure it out. I mean, you guys saw that at the Potomac River against us. You know what I mean? It's just tough.
Greg, to be honest, man, I think the weather changes are the least of your worries in this season. From what I learned from last year, what the biggest obstacle I learned about last year, what I don't think a lot of teams are considering, is that this is a summertime league. In the summertime on these big lakes, which a lot of the teams have big lakes on their schedule, the boat traffic is insane.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And then, like, take Falls, for instance, last year. Falls is a great lake. Falls, summertime, is a ledge fishing lake. Try being on a kayak on Falls in the summertime and trying to fish ledges. Bro.
It's like being on Lake Anna. Forget it.
Yeah. So, like, it's the boat traffic during the summertime when everybody's out there jet skiing, wakeboarding, the pleasure boaters, the bass boats. It's just people got to have to factor that in, man. That boat traffic is if you choose bigger lakes. I mean, if you're some teams like I think West Virginia had just the New River. I don't think they have to worry about as much of boat traffic as a Falls Lake or any of those bigger lakes like that. But
yeah, boat etiquette is a thing of the past.
Yeah, especially if you're in a kayak.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
We've got,
just ask Roland Martin down here, man.
Well, even in a bass boat, they don't care.
Yeah.
20 yards off of you, full throttle.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We're fishing Smith Mountain too, so that's going to be middle of the summer. Smith Mountain, that's going to be a doozy, I think, with the big traffic. It gets pretty narrow there at some spots, and there's going to be tons of people out.
Hey, I'm finna fire some shots real quick, Greg. Is that okay?
Let's do it.
We're throwing the copperheads on Smith Mountain Lake. Conrad Benetti catches one fish in that tournament at most.
Maybe
one fish. It's deeper than 4 feet, bro. I'm just saying. And it's clear water. Dude.
Clear water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like 40 feet. Good luck. You know what I mean?
Oh, but it's during the summer, right? So, like, you can call them up with top water if you can fish some color lines.
Yeah. Hey, throw
Never
top
mind.
water.
I'm talking about stuff Florida guys
no,
don't know
no,
about.
no,
My bad.
no. Hey,
water there.
My bad.
Copperheads
My bad.
come up and throw top water. The whole matchup. Just do that.
That's right. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
You don't do that on the offshore color lines? Man. That's
man.
the juice.
Hey, you have to actually read your graph there.
Yeah.
What's a graph?
Yeah. Hey, Micah, I think we have the Palmetto Punishers on our schedule this year. And I think Palmetto is going to be one of the tougher teams. And they're South Carolina. And I'm pretty sure they might put us on Santee, bro. So you might be in for that one. You're going to be in for that one. Did y'all hear what he said? He caught a PB one year and broke that PB, caught another PB the next year on the same lake.
You got to start them. You'd be crazy not to start them on Santee.
Yes.
I like where Sean, and this is one of the most interesting things to me about the KFL. It's just, I love that, home field advantage. You get to pick the lakes, and you have a team coming in you don't think excels at something, put them on it. Last year with your river fishing, and now you guys got you some river hammers. So
yeah.
Put us on some rivers. We ready this year, baby.
Well, guys, I think we're the only 3 teams from one state. I think us, you guys, and Virginia Reapers. Virginia holds the 3 KFL teams, which is the most in the KFL. Guys, talk about Virginia fishing. Talk about how underrated it is, and talk about the quality of fishermen that do come out of Virginia.
Virginia's terrible fishing, bro. Nothing but dinks. Nothing but dinks.
None of them tinks, man.
You finna get you finna get the micro treatment. Stay the hell out of Virginia.
Oh man.
It's the best kept secret in the United States, man.
Something that's cool is that you have, lakes around here. You have tidal rivers. You have skinny water up in the mountains, clear lakes. You have a little bit of everything here. It's kind of like North Carolina, I think, which is why you see a lot of the elites come out of North Carolina as well.
Exactly.
I would love to see a skinny water fishing matchup.
That'd be cool.
It would be, yeah.
The Shenandoah River or something.
Yeah, man. Might have to adjust that 14-inch minimum, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's plenty of 14-inch fish in Shenandoah. Yeah, it's good. It's good fishing.
I heard that about some West Virginia lakes last year and rivers last year.
I know. Shenandoah has some pigs in it.
They do. They have both largies and smallies in that.
I think 8 total fish were caught out of the West Virginia waters in the tournaments last year.
In the whole
the whole
the whole season.
The whole time, yeah.
The whole season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, no, honestly, here's a testament to Virginia fishing in Virginia. I think when you did the last KBBT bracket, you put Virginia in the South, and you had like 6 or 7 people bitching at you, like, why the hell did you put Virginia in the South? Blah blah. And then you put it out, and it was like, other than Texas and Florida, Virginia has the 3rd biggest limits in the KBBT.
Yep. No, in all online monthlies. That's what we looked at. We looked at all online monthlies, and we were like,
in KBF
Florida,
monthlies, yeah.
Texas, Virginia. Virginia's 3rd, man.
And people get surprised by that, but we don't have the numbers of 23, 24, 25-inch bass that Florida and Texas does.
Right.
But you can find a lot of fish in the 20 to 22.5-inch range. And Micah knows where all of them are.
Stop it.
Rob's right there behind him, too.
Man, it's a great state. It's a great state. It's a great state to fish, man. It really is. I mean, last year I thought fishing was terrible. I mean, for the state as a whole. I don't know what the deal was. Man, we just had so much crap going on. It ain't one thing, it's another. Like all these cold fronts and stuff. It ruined. Last year's one of the worst fishing years in Virginia I could ever recall. I mean, it was bad. Hopefully this year it'll really, really start showing out. I think it can.
I don't know. Hey James, do we make the playoffs this year, bro?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's your answer, Todd. I thought we kicked him already.
Well, Greg, I thought you kicked Todd. As long as you guys make the wild card, because the Warhawks are going to win the division, y'all. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's fun. I mean, you guys have to, wild card it up,
Well, we know who's not going to be in the dance.
Sorry, Greg, you called yourself the Jaguars last year. Now you're saying you're taking first in the division. You're not.
No. Wait till you see our team now. I mean, our team's completely different. We got guys that can't read graphs.
No shot.
Hey, Greg, what team in Virginia is not going to make the playoffs?
Oh, the Reapers. Are you kidding me? ain't no chance, dude. I mean, Am I right or wrong, man? We fished that King of Virginia tournament, and the Reapers are out there chasing butterflies. You know what I'm saying? They're chasing butterflies.
And dude, we didn't even get to submit Micah's fish. Dude, hey, real quick story on Micah and that King of Virginia tournament. So we fished the tournament, right? And tournament's over at what was it, 2 o'clock? 2 p.m.?
Yeah, 2 o'clock. Yeah, 2:30.
2 o'clock, and people
we're sitting there eating.
I'm texting with everybody, and we're like, "Hey, where we gonna go eat at?" Right? And we're like, "Hey, okay." So we figured out a place. We're sitting down at the table. Everybody's like almost done with their meal. Right? We're just talking, drinking, and Micah texted me. He was like, "Hey, hey, how long do we have?" Yeah, what time's lines out? And I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Huh? What do you mean?"
We thought he was joking.
And I'm like, "It was at 2?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it's like 3:30." Micah is still on the water ripping lips. He's like, "Well, how much time do I have to submit my fish?"
Yeah, till 3.
that ended like an hour ago, bro.
And he's the only one who caught a limit.
Yeah, and he was the only one who caught a limit.
He's the
on
only one
everybody.
who caught a limit. I'm just like, good Lord, man. I can't make this up, man. We have to clean that up before the season starts, man. Clean that up before the season starts.
And at that moment, he knew.
That was a true story.
Oh, shit.
Hey, one thing you guys don't know about our team is that our team has 3 active duty guys on it. Myself, Dave Miller, and Michael Marbra. All 3 of us are chiefs in the United States Navy. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tip my hat to my brothers.
Appreciate that service, man.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Awesome.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Not to kind of take this on the down note, but, we just had the Derby tournament, man. And by the way, the Derby tournament is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, man. It was absolute slobber knocker David. This is the middle of the winter, y'all. I mean, this is like December. It was incredible. And the numbers that were put up, I'm just blown away. But the whole purpose of the tournament, obviously, was to benefit the family of your teammate, Charles Cruz, who lost his life shortly before Christmas, which is devastating. Yeah. Those who didn't know Charles, he was number 32 on your team. He fished a couple events with you, and you guys. He was a special fellow, man. He was a different kind of guy. Anybody can say this who knew Charles. Let's kind of pay reference to Charles and talk about him a little bit, and him being a privateer and last year, and just talk about him real quick.
Man, I think I've told you this, but I'll tell everybody who's watching, man. Charles is one of the best natural fishermen I've ever seen in my life. He's not an electronics guy. He doesn't even have a fish finder on his kayak. He does, like, he just has a natural feel for bass fishing, and he fished CKA not last year, but a year before last. Set a record in CKA. He was the first person to ever win Rookie of the Year and Angler of the Year at the same time. One super fun-loving guy. He just loved to have fun, loved to have his drinks, loved to go out, loved to joke, loved to have fun, and just country as hell. I don't know if you ever talked to him, but dude has one of the most country voices that you've ever heard in your life.
Oh man. He was Roscoe P. Coltrane, man. He had that kind of voice.
Yeah, man. And, he was always ready to fish. Dude, he's just down-to-earth guy, man. Like, he drove I think at the time, he was driving a Camry with a sunroof. And when I tell you not, bro was car topping the shit out of that kayak. I'm not, no bars, no rails, dude. He would throw it up there on top of that Camry, dude. Strap it through the inside of the doors, man. I'm talking about the roof on the Camry was like this, But
oh my God!
Always ready to fish. Always somebody who had your back, man. He was a Marine. It sucked, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It sucked losing him. Everybody has their faults. Charles had his faults, just like every human being. But he's as a man, as a human being, as a fisherman, he's a great dude, man. And, this. Like, I talked to him tonight, minutes before he got in his accident and passed away. We were supposed to go fishing the next morning, me, him, and his kids. And I mean, it sucked. He lived in my house. He lived with me. It sucked, but he was a great dude, man, and sorely missed. His mother was probably his biggest supporter. Loves the KFL, loves the privateers, the biggest fan of the KFL. I think I told you this story, Greg, but she works at a Walmart there in Oklahoma, and a random guy came in and he was looking at kayak stuff, and because her, Charles kayak fishes, she goes up to him and is like, "Oh, you kayak fish?" And just starts having a conversation with him. She's like, "My son does that. He's in the KFL. You should look up the KFL, the Norfolk Privateers." And she's just a huge fan of fishing, huge fan of KFL, and his biggest fan altogether, man. And
right on. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I mean, he will be sorely missed, man. He was a trash talker. I love talking trash with him before the game.
Definitely,
man. We got Yeah, I mean, I'll miss him, man, and had a good time with him. But as I said, rest in peace, my brother, Charles Cruz, man. It's gonna be a different season without him. But anyway, we have to move on. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, man.
it's not easy, but good stuff. Well, guys, I've got to get out of here. Blake, you can take this over. I've got to go to a different podcast I got to go to. But man.
Oh,
awesome.
Excuse me, Mr. Celebrity. No problem. No
I
problem.
know, right?
Sorry, man. You know, I mean, look, you know, I mean, they're at the door. I got to sign autographs. I mean, you know how it goes, man. Now I'm signing cards.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you go to
one
Florida.
local event. You're a big
Yeah,
shot
I mean,
now.
the Florida,
cool.
you know, exactly, man.
Yeah.
The Florida police escort out of here, man. It's gonna be awesome. So,
Yeah,
He has to leave us
guys.
peasants.
All right.
the peasants.
Win an event in Virginia before you start talking. You know,
man. You know, I swear to goodness, man, it's never good enough, is it? It's never good enough.
no,
you know,
no, it's not.
Listen,
Not
all I
in our
heard was,
sport, man.
hold on. All I heard was, you online guys, all you do is win online. All you do is do this and do that. Okay, go out and fish and win a live event. Okay, I went out and fished and happened to win a live event, but it's not good enough now. Oh no,
that's from Clifton Allen's favorite place.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, it's a local event. It's got 53 guys in it. Go out and win a national event. Okay, well, you know, I've been trying to win a national event ever since I started this thing. Oh, you can't be just a national event. You got to go out and win a Hobie event. It's not just a Hobie event. You got to go win the TOC. Then you might become a kayak angler. Get out of here with that crap, man. Look, a win's a win. I'll take it any day. Right on.
Well, we hit the sore spot for Greg. So, Greg, with that, we will and wish you good luck on your next interview you're doing.
Well done, Blake. You
Tell
definitely hit
Marty
the nice
hello
spot.
for all of us. We're all big Marty Smith fans.
Marty Hughes.
Hughes, sorry, said Smith.
Marty
my bad.
Smith. Oh, Marty Smith. That's the ESPN guy.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're both like crazy white dudes. I mean, Marty Hughes, Marty Smith. I don't know, man. Like
We all look alike.
Yeah, I know.
My
bad.
You white, you Ben Affleck. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
I ain't got his money.
Someone gets it, man.
Right on.
All right, Greg, get out of here.
Yeah.
Man. Go have-
Yeah,
Greg,
get out of
go
here.
have fun.
Win a
Go
tournament
have
that ain't a local tournament, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Hey. I was just trying to give some more credit to my Virginia boys. You know, he just won down there in Florida where it's GG easy, but nah. Congrats to Greg on his win. Hope he has a good time on the podcast with Mr. Marty Hughes. Guys, you know, Greg was really going into a lot of stuff with KFL, but I think for me anyways, when I come on these, I want to know more about you guys individually. You know, Micah, I didn't get to wrap up with all I'll say with you, but man, like, what is your strength? Like, I don't know what kind of fisherman you are.
I really don't. I don't know either. You know, I really don't. You know,
The one that catches fish.
Okay.
You know, I'm not technical at all, man. I know what I know, and I always look for my strengths. So, like, I'm from Florida, so I'm good in grass. I'm good in shallow water. Fishing, but I really don't have no particular strength or anything like that.
Are you looking at your graph? Are you 10 feet?
I do.
up?
I'm learning that. You know, ever since I met Rob, you know, he's been teaching me a lot.
Yeah.
Sonar tech. But
yeah. Okay.
is he gone? Rob left the room.
I mean, I don't know what Rob's got going on. I don't ask. There are no
definitely
questions
left the room.
here. I'm asking you a question about fishing. If you got to
Fuck
go
it,
do
even say
something.
bye.
Yeah, that should tell you all you need to know. Something came up and it was urgent.
Get a text or something later. But
yeah.
I really don't have any strengths, man. Like I said, I'm really not a technical guy when it comes down to like you guys can talk that for days, man. I can listen for days, and I know just about all of it, but I'm not in the books, and I can't break it down with you guys like that. But I just put it on the water. I know how to put it together. I get that's. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I really respect that. You know, it being in Texas and like we get crazy heat in the summer. All these guys are like, man, you got to learn to fish deep. Got to get on your electronics. Man, my boy Cliff in the chat, that dude done fished deeper than 6 feet, maybe. And he does just fine in tournaments. So, I mean, I think there's always a shallow bite. You just got to know what you're doing, man. You got to be a little different. I mean, that's just real. That's real ass fishing.
I just want to say, for all y'all who was talking shit while I paused, I hope y'all break off on a 12-pounder.
Oh man, next fish. That's Nate. That's Nate Green. That's Nate Green.
That is 100% Nate Green.
Hey, Rob, if you want to break
Brown,
off on a 12-pounder, you just got to call us during a tournament because apparently, according to Greg, that's the recipe for disaster. So.
Bro, hey.
I know, man.
I felt so bad. I felt so bad.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I saw he was winning early. Like he was leading early.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lost the lead and he didn't put a post to fish for like 3 hours. So I called him. I was like, hey man, how many big fish you lost? Because I assumed he lost fish while he hadn't upgraded. And he was like, man, I'm fish clean. I ain't lost nothing. So I was like, I'm gonna let you go, do your thing. Hung up the phone. I think I walked to the bathroom. And by the time I got out of the bathroom, he called me back. He was like, you jinxed me, month. I was like, well, did you lose a big fish? That's my bad, bro.
Dang, dude.
My bad, bro.
That's just Greg. I mean, you got to blame it on someone, man. And I don't blame Greg for doing that. Hey, David, man, I want to come back to you because we started with you. And something you said that really interests me was like you got in the John boat tournaments. And like, I'm a YouTube junkie. I go down the rabbit hole on that shit. I'll just be like, John boat tournament? Yeah, I'll watch this. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'll consume any form or fashion of bass fishing media pretty much. But, you know, you did that, and then you said it evolved into bass boats. Now, here you are in a kayak.
Yeah, it kind of went backwards.
No, you evolved. I mean, take it easy. You went forward.
If you talk like to the uneducated, I went backwards.
Oh, right. Thank you, David. For our uneducated viewers out there, he actually evolved. So, but that being said, man, like, do you feel like that? Do you feel like as you got in the kayak that things got different? Do they still feel the same as John boat tournaments?
I will say there's aspects of the kayak fishing that I definitely put over even bass boat fishing just because I have always been passionate about bass fishing. And the one thing that I hate and is not always avoidable is just natural kill from being in a live well.
Yep.
Especially if you catch that one big girl first thing in the morning on whether it's topwater bite or whatever, and she sits in your tank until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, especially in Florida, there's only so much you can do to maintain her health. And you just pray that you release her for, next year's spawn. Well, one of the benefits about kayak fishing is it's a photo release. So as long as you don't get a bad hook set in her, and even if you do that and you just cut the line and let her be, most times she's going to swim off and survive.
Yeah.
The other reason why I like kayak fishing is because, like I said, when I first got into it, I bought it for saltwater fishing, and it's just going to be kind of another avenue to bass fish up here because everything is.
I'm of the same cut you are. I had a kayak for years, and I only used it when I was back home in Houston to go out red fishing.
Right.
Reds, trouts, flounder, whatever. I mean, it was my saltwater kind of deal. And then once Brooke and I got to move to Dallas 2 years ago, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm old. I can't play sports anymore. I kind of want to be competitive again. And I got into bass fishing. And it just turned out to be so much more than I thought it was going to be. And I didn't know how that came because I didn't come from a boating world, And so for you, was that transition, about the same? You still prep for tournaments the same? Or are you just completely different now?
It is a completely different mindset because I don't even have a big bass boat. I have a Tracker Pro 175, and I can carry a lot of stuff, especially if I'm fishing a solo tournament. Where a kayak, we all know we're limited on how much we can, actually take with us the other thing that a lot of people don't put into thought is like I can, a bass boat, skip a jig, backhanded. On a kayak, not so much.
Really? You struggle?
Well, it's you got to think. I spend all day standing up, operating the controlling motor with my foot, and there's nothing really in my way. The electronics are low, the trolling motor is low. Now I'm either sitting down or I have my Lowrance sticking up halfway off the H rail on the Hobie.
Mm-hmm.
My I got an XI3 up front. I'm always pegging that thing, and so I can still skip. I'm having to readjust my technique on like roll cast just to make sure that I'm not, smacking the tip of my rod and breaking it.
That's a great point, man. Myself, I grew up on Conroe, skipping docks, so I love that technique. But there's definitely a little bit of a learning curve for me punching sitting down because I'm in a Hobie, and so like I want to ease through that grass. And a lot of times, like I don't stand up because the wind is so bad, and so I'll just punch sitting down, man. And the first couple of fish I set the hook on sitting down, I'm glad it's not on video because I'd be embarrassed. That is bad. It was horrible, but like there's that learning curve for whatever you're trying to do. I mean, I was talking to Greg about the Kissimmee event, and he was like, yeah, I want to go punch, but I need this kayak because it has spot lock. And I was like, well, why don't you just punch it sitting down? And he was like, I'm not doing that. I stand up when I punch. I'm a man, whatever, And it's just the kayak is so different in that aspect.
Well, it's a lot more versatile because like you think about a bass boat or even a John boat, you're limited to where you can snake up into, and you got a 40-inch wide kayak, you can get a lot more places, so you can get those fish that are a lot deeper in cypress knees and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Jake, sorry, do you go by Jacob or Jake?
Either, actually. It's like 50-50 split. It doesn't matter to me, though.
Well, you wrote Jacob, but then other people calling you Jake, so
Let's just do Jake.
Okay, all right, Jake. I like that, man. You mentioned something earlier to me that really piqued my interest, and that was that you're fishing a fluke deep.
Yeah.
A lot of people that's a ripping it over the top, or you're like dead sticking it. In Texas, man, like we love dead sticking that on a Texas rig or just kind of barely hopping it along. But you're talking about fishing that thing deep, man. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so there was this past fall, there was a Bass Nation state qualifier, and I ended up cutting a check on that one, and every single fish that I caught was in about, probably 40 to 100 feet of water, just offshore completely with a weightless fluke. And it was just tap it a few times and then just painfully just let it sink. But lots of those fish were suspended. They don't just sit on the bottom that deep. But they'll come up and hit it still. I fish it more like a jerkbait, I guess, like early in the spring still, and you're just barely moving it and letting it sit and just soak. But I've done.
You were letting a weightless fluke sink 40 feet.
Well, no,
you were
no,
sitting there for
feet.
almost a minute, not doing anything.
I was letting it sink maybe like 10 feet.
Oh.
10, I'd say like 10 to 15. I could see it most of the time, but I was still. Those things just flutter down so slowly. But yeah, I've had pretty good success fishing those things deep. Well, I should say fishing in deep water. Not necessarily the fluke is deep. It's still at the top of the water column.
Yeah, just earlier you were talking about fishing that fluke deep, and like I am a proponent of nail weighting that fluke and fishing it down in like 15, 20 feet of water. I think that's really productive because they don't see flukes there a lot of times. So I heard you were doing that. I was like, oh, what's up? He knows the sauce. I didn't know if that's kind of what you were starting to utilize there, but fishing a weightless fluke that shallow and getting them to come up is it's impressive, man. They move a long way for them baits.
Yeah, it was painful. The guy I was fishing with, the boater, he was on his game there. He had panoptics and everything. It was very impressive. He put on a clinic. He would just cast off the back of the boat. You'd think there would be absolutely nothing there. You'd be like, oh, there's two over there swimming about 10 feet down. Sure enough, he'd get them. it was impressive for sure. So,
Jake, you think Panoptics are going to be a big player next year?
I think so. Oh yeah, 100%. I don't have any right now, or I don't have one, but I'm definitely planning on purchasing one. I have heard recently that a lot of fish are getting sonar shy, the forward facing sonars, especially like smallmouth and stuff in the St. Lawrence, like bed fishing. I've heard a lot of guys say they can't catch them if their graphs are on at all. They just completely cut them off, and then they can start catching them. But I think,
man.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I definitely think forward-facing sonar is here to stay. I don't know if I love it for tournament fishing, honestly, because I think I don't know, you just get to a point of like, what is fishing, I guess. You can ask yourself that question. But to compete today in these tournaments, these national tournaments, I think you definitely need to have it. I do feel like there'd be a decent amount of people that would be okay if there just was a blanket rule not to use it, though.
Look, man, you know, I think what you said about like ask yourself that question, that's great. Personally, I think it's an amazing tool. It is very cool to see what fish are doing. I don't love it during tournaments, man. I would like to see it allowed in pre-fishing, guided trips, fun fishing, any of that. I'm all for it. Like, I don't want any kind of ban on forward-facing sonar, but man, in tournaments, like I don't love it. I don't love it. The second Patrick Walters won that Bass Masters Elite event on Fork, and I watched that guy fish for 8-9 hours a day just doing this. He's like, eat it. Okay, cool. I was like, man, is that bass fishing? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't feel great to me, man. It just didn't. Really didn't.
I don't know. I definitely think it is still bass fishing, but yeah, doing something like just having it during pre-fishing, not during a tournament, like you said, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, Micah, Dave, Rob, I mean, y'all got.
Well, my big thing is, like we kind of alluded to earlier, like pre-fishing, find out where the fish are, kind of what they're pattern on.
Sure.
But for the tournament, to me, that's always been, even if I lose and, say I finish top 5, or, hell, if I finish last and I had a decent bag and I just got outfished that day, I go home knowing I did well because I was able to find the fish. I was able to catch the fish.
Yep.
I can't say that I would feel the same if first place outfished me because he sat like in the same spot doing the whole. Okay, got him.
Yeah.
You almost did it perfect, except that you glanced your eyes up. You actually just keep your eyes down on the screen.
Yep.
And, don't ever look. Yeah.
Like you're not looking at points, secondary points, which way the wind's blowing off of them, lay downs. None of that is like a factor anymore because you're just looking at a graph and going, oh, there's a blip.
Yeah, there is a part of me that's like almost even electronics in general. Like when I'm fishing a cove and I see like the water ripple and I'm like, oh, the shad are kind of nervous over there. And I throw over there and I catch one. I'm like, I did that. Like I saw that. Like I did that. And when electronics are just kind of filling that void, like feel like it's taking the skill cap down in certain areas, but then people are saying, well, it's more skillful with your electronics. And it just seems to be the trend now.
Part of it too is the cost, because it's just like now you almost, I mean, you don't need it, but forward facing sonar is $2,500. Humminbird 360 is over $2,000, and I mean, it adds up in a hurry. And you can't, not that you can't win a tournament without it, but it certainly helps when everybody else has it.
You're right. You're right. So, I mean, Micah, you got thoughts on it?
No, not really. The same thing with the motor. It goes back to like the motors, like guys who want natural, the what is it? The naturalists, they want paddles versus freaking pedals, motors versus just manpower or whatever. I don't know. It's competition at the highest level. So Any advantage, I think, if it's part of the game, it's part of the game. You know, so I don't really have a knock on it. I mean, more power to you, because it's not my strength, so I'm not finna try to go into your world and try to figure that out either. You know, but I'll just just try to fish my game and beat you with what I know. You know, so I don't really have an opinion on it being in tournaments, or not necessarily like a negative opinion saying it shouldn't be in tournaments. So I'm all for it. If guys learn how to use it and win with it, I'm all. I mean, more better to them. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think that's fair too, man. Robert, wrap us up on that, man.
I'm kind of the same mindset as Micah, man.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be a ban on it. If you can, it's a piece of technology that's used for fishing. If you can afford it, get it. If you can't afford it, save up your coins until you can get it.
Or get better.
Or get better. I will tell you that I honestly do think it is a great teaching tool. You can go out with that thing and teach yourself how to, like, presentations. Like, if you go out that thing, you got a jerkbait, and you're actually looking at how the fish respond to whatever cadence you're working. If it's too hard of a jerk, if it's too soft of a jerk, you can see how the fish responds or reacting to it. So I think it's a great way of teaching yourself different techniques, learning new techniques, and getting better. And if you can afford it and use it in tournaments, get it. It's going to make it harder for people to compete in the tournaments, because if you haven't noticed yet, everybody's running to it. So
yeah,
I can't say anything. I may be one of those people.
Rob, it's almost like before I got a motor, and I used to compete just with my pedals, right, with the Hobie. You go out to a tournament, you see these guys with these motors, you complain about it. You're like, man, you know, is this really fishing? Then all of a sudden you get a motor, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I was the guy at that Hobie tournament down in Seminole, paddling my Bonafide 127 like miles and miles and miles. And I'm like, man, you pedal drive bitches, people with motors bitches. And then I got me a motor, and I was like, man, I ain't paddling no more. This shit's for the birds.
Yep.
Hell no, I ain't paddling no more.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. You hate it till you're on top, until you start utilizing it. 100%.
And that's real, man. I think the people who are hating on it are the people who either can't afford it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't take that the wrong way, people. Or two, they're just some type of naturalist, I guess. Just like the people who think you shouldn't have a motor, like Micah said. But I feel it's crazy to me, the Hobie people or the pedal drive people who are like, oh, motors shouldn't be allowed. I was like, well, in the true meaning of a kayak, you shouldn't be using your feet either. So you should be just paddling your ass around. So if you're gonna be a naturalist, bro, be a naturalist. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
I like the pedal.
Don't be a naturalist in the sense of I don't want motors. If you're gonna be a naturalist, take your ass out there and paddle your canoe or your kayak around.
Oh yeah, right.
I also think like the longer it's on the market, the longer it's around, you know, you'll see it start to get more accepted. It's just anything that's new, people kind of are standoffish on it at the first entry. So,
well, and I do want to say this because I was a guy in my first kayak season. I thought I'd be doing so much better if I had electronics. Dang, I need to go buy me some electronics. Went and bought me some electronics, and guess what? I still sucked. I sucked bad, man. Because I'm sitting there staring at that graph, being like, well, those dots look like bass, but they weren't. And then for all them people out there saying, oh, forward-facing sonar guys, like, that's the only way you can catch them anymore. Dude, you could spend 5-6 hours watching a school of fish look at your bait. That don't mean they're going to eat it.
Absolutely.
Just to echo on what you're saying, and I know we're about to get out of here. I have a buddy. I'm not going to say his name, but I have a buddy who just purchased Panoptics.
Yeah.
And probably like 2 months ago. And that's all he's been doing is like, we went fishing a few times. He'll find schools and he'll spend the entire day trying to get this school to bite. If you are not versed at fishing, or I won't say versed at fishing, if you're not a good fisherman to begin with, going out and getting all the best technology in the world is not going to make you all of a sudden good. Put your time in on the water and learn how to bass fish. And if you learn how to bass fish, those things will help you. All this technology will help you.
Yeah, well said, man. Well said, guys. That's your. Oh, what's up? What we got from here from Jay Starley? My biggest gripe about no mush for Hobie is the reasoning of cost. All right. Starley. Yeah, get out of here, man. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. That just ain't how it goes, man. But guys, man, thank y'all for joining us on the show tonight. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna call it.
Appreciate you for having us, bro.
Yep, thanks.
Robert,
Thank
man,
you.
it's so good to see you back on, man. Been missing you, boy.
I've been out of commission for a bit, going through some personal stuff, dealing with that.
I know it.
I'll be back on, man. I'll be back doing some interviews and back rocking with you guys soon.
Oh, I know, man. But we missed you, and man, you know, Jake, Dave, Micah, thank y'all for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I love hearing about all
Thanks
these
for having us, man.
Love hearing about the origin stories. That's how you become Marvel villains later in the season, like Conrad Benetti. So.
Only to Rob.
I know, right? Any of you guys want to give before we get out here? Want to give a shout out to your personal sponsors or anything, man?
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Rob, for taking me fishing.
Shut up, man. You can go first, Jake.
Okay, that's not your first sponsor. We're removing Dave. You're done.
I don't have any sponsors, Rob.
Oh,
all right, Jake. Well, you're done too. Micah, sponsors?
This Hobie and Appomattox River Company. So.
There you go, man.
Yeah, and just for the team sponsors, man, we like to say thank you to One Objective, man. If you're into kayak accessories, they're now moving into the tackle and baits era, and also what a lot of people don't know is that they do personal kayak rigging, man. James Bush is a wizard, man. He'll come up with stuff for you. He's like the dude out there in California. What's his name? Ramel or whatever that Greg Blanchard uses.
Yeah, I want to say about One Direction, right? They make the
One Direction. That's a band, bro.
Plate for the XI3 for the Hobie.
One Direction is a band, bro.
Oh, is that what I said?
You said One Direction. It's One Objective.
Sorry, I know. I told the same joke at Meredith Sales the other day. Duke Tran was telling me, he was like, "Hey man, One Objective has this nice plate," and I was like, "Dude, that's so cool. One Direction's doing that." He was like, "No, that's not what I said." So,
I'm still in that now. Next time I talk to him,
hit him with it.
Yeah,
hit him with it, man.
What were you saying about the plate though?
Oh, I was saying like I have a PA-14, and I need a plate for my XI3, and they're like one of two people that makes that.
Yeah, man. Hit them up, bro. Hit them up. Tell them Jigmaster sent you. You might get a discount.
Okay. What's up?
Yeah, hit them up, bro. All their shit's quality stuff, man. I can't even front. But yeah, so One Objective, man, and then I'd like to give a shout out to the K9 Spot. It's a personal dog grooming spot that's owned by Travis Belcher's sister. And shout out to the KFL, Greg Nosar, you, man, for doing the interview, man, and all the other teams, man. I'm so looking forward to this season. Let's get it.
Man, I'm super excited. Thank you guys for taking time to join us. All the sponsorship coming in the KFL, whether it's bass fishing related or not, it's just amazing.
Yep.
I mean, just fantastic. I mean, for Trevor. Or for Belcher's sister, the dog grooming service. Is that what you said it was?
Yeah, K9 Spot. The
K9 Spot.
The K9
Got Instagram,
Spot. Yep.
Social.
I'm pretty sure it's just the K9 Spot. I don't know if Travis was here, he can give it to you. But Travis decided to be in the comments and not actually come on the feed.
All right, Travis's sister. If you're upset about the sponsorship plug, go to your brother because he couldn't come on the show. So that's his deal, not ours.
That is his deal.
Yeah.
Whoop his ass. Anyway, appreciate you, Blake, man.
Hey, Robert, man, I'm so happy to see you back on, man. Keep doing what you do, catching them bigs, and we'll talk to you real soon, man.
Yeah, man. Later. Peace out,
Later,
KFL.
dude. Peace.